Hey, how's it going, guys? So here is the HG Build Divers, our Core Gundam G3 colors, and Veetwo Units. Obviously, you're not seeing the Veetwo unit quite yet. We're just going to take a look at the Core Gundam, but the Core Gundam is going to be exactly the same as what we saw there with the Earth 3 Gundam, so I'm not going to go over like the articulation and everything of the Core Gundam. I'll show you guys what it comes with, of course, but the main difference here with the Core Gundam is just going to be essentially the colors. It's now in the G3 colors, which I think looks super cool. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of purple on mobile suits, so I definitely always have strong feelings for the G3 coloration there for the Gundam. And here on the Core Gundam, I think it looks really cool as well. So like I said in my review of the Earth 3 Gundam, I think if this was the kind of thing that you did actually want to buy these and display like the Core Gundam and the V2 units separately, I mean, they look great just separately, I think, or combined. Either way you go, you can't go wrong, or just get two of the kit and then you can display it both ways. And speaking of getting the kit, you can of course get this kit at US Gundam store. The link to their site, as always, will be just down there in the video description below, and you can use my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10, to save 10% off of that as well, and everything there on the site, of course. So let's go ahead and first off just take a look at our accessories here for the Core Gundam, and then we'll take a look at the V2 unit and the combination of the two as well. For the Core Gundam, of course, we've got here his small, simple little beam rifle there. It's got a little foil sticker for the camera for that. This just fits down into the hand, no problem there. That's pretty cool. And his other weapons, of course, are the beam saber handles stored there on his back. And they've got two little shorty, clear, like fluorescent green beam effect parts for that, which look pretty awesome. And then when it's in its full V2 Gundam form, you got the longer version of those as well you can use. I mean, you could use whichever ones you want, but that's kind of how the manual tells you to go about it. And then we've also got his shield, which again, like I said in the Earth 3 Gundam review, it's kind of weird how this fits into the hand. You just kind of slide into the hand like that, and then it's kind of like off to the side, or just kind of weird the way that it holds onto that. But it's alright anyway, it's on there anyway, so it's pretty cool. And then finally we have this little option part for that, which you can plug in here onto the backpack. That just plugs into there. Here on the shield, you'll just fold down that peg there like that, and plug the shield there onto his backpack for storage there on his back like so. And right, so as I said before, the Core Gundam itself is pretty cool, and I think the articulation of it is great. Just the look is kind of cool for those people who maybe like a little bit sort of cheapy look, but maybe don't quite like the look of something that's like full-on SD. I think this works really well for that, just because it makes for like a cool little mini Gundam sort of. Anyway, it's really cool. And just the fact that you have all the standard weapons and accessories that you would expect for like a normal Gundam, just a shield, rifle, beam sabers, the fact that those are all included for this, and they're like, these are the forms that are specifically for the Core Gundam here. That's what makes it really cool. They're not just like the same weapons that you use with the Gundam once it's in its full V2 form. You can of course use the same weapons, but it's cool that these are specialized like specifically to be used for the Core Gundam here, so very cool. But alright, so then of course we have the V2 unit here, which is pretty cool. Again, as a separate, just kind of flyer on its own. Like I said with the Earth 3 Gundam, again, I think the same applies for this one as well. I think it looks pretty cool. Just as a separate flyer, obviously because it's not in a full Gundam, it doesn't look like just a folded up Gundam. You can still see some like kind of recognizable parts maybe, especially the V-fin part, or the part of the V-fin. It's plugged right there onto the front, this sort of cockpit there. You have these foil stickers for a little green circle there, and the kind of canopy, I guess, sort of for the flyer there with those foil green stickers for that. But this does also come with a little stand in case you just want to throw this on a stand. You can see that plugs up right into the center there. You can even use the stand to stand him up there like that and have the Core Gundam just kind of kneeling on the top of it, sort of riding along on the top. That's something kind of interesting, I suppose, that you could do with this. But what we really want to make is of course the full form V2 Gundam, so we're going to take both of these and combine them together. Oh, there you go. There he is, all armored up. And now, as it is, we don't really have any other sort of weapons aside from just the beam sabers for this. You can, like I said, still use the mini beam rifle, but it's not really all that impressive. Bandai does, of course, also make the V2 weapons, which are sold separately, which I think I'll probably get at some point in the future. I just don't have them at this point in time, so I can't also include those in the review for this, but just know that those are also available. But even though straight out of the box it may be a little low on the weapons that you can really use with this, the cannons there on the side of the arms are pretty cool as well, and just of course the ability to get the weapon sets for this for pretty cheap additionally. So I mean, the kit itself was 1400 yen. I think the weapon set you can probably get for around 800 yen, something like that. So all in all, to get the full set, it should only cost you about 20 bucks, maybe 25 bucks around there. So still not a bad price for a HG kit that at that point would be very loaded up with a bunch of weapons, because it includes like the cannon and the big rifle parts and stuff and all that too. So if you want to get the full set, I think you're going to be pretty well sorted. But even if you just get this set, I think it is still a really cool kit. 1400 yen for this just isn't bad. That would just be maybe my only complaint about this, is that maybe I wish it just had maybe one extra part like to add on to the rifle, sort of like the Earth 3 Gundam, how you could make the rifle into the larger form of the rifle. Something like that to be included with this would have been nice as well. But otherwise, yeah, the articulation of the kit is great. It's very few and far between as far as any seam lines on the kit, so it's going to be a really easy one to paint up as well. If you just want to just give it a little sanding and get it painted up, it's not really going to give you much headache in the way of seam lines or anything like that, so that's pretty good as well. It's got some nice detail all around. It's not super detailed like an RG or anything like that, but it's got some pretty good detail around on some of those parts. You don't have a whole lot of like big empty spaces with no detail on them whatsoever, so I think it looks good, it works well, and it's a very affordable kit, so I think it's a nice one. So very highly recommended. I definitely like this kit quite a bit. Still don't think that I'll be checking out the Mars 4 Gundam, so I'll probably just pass on that one. This one, as well as the Earth 3 Gundam, I've enjoyed immensely though. But if you guys do have any other further questions or comments about the kit, of course, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for their support as well. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.